Hi students, let's find out more about how to solve MCQ questions in the IELTS listening. Multiple choice questions commonly occur in parts 2, 3, 4 of IELTS listening test. This type of question tests many listening skills, example a detailed understanding of specific points or general understanding of the main points of the recording. Let's take a look at the format now. Alright, so the total time duration is 30 minutes plus 10 minutes you get to transfer your answers into answer sheet. The total questions you have to answer is 40. There are 4 sections and it's 10 questions per section. The first recording is a conversation between two people set in an everyday social context. The second recording is a monologue set in an everyday social context, example a speech about local facilities. Recording 3 is a conversation between up to 4 people set in an educational or training context, example a university tutor and a student discussing an assignment. The recording 4 is a monologue on an academic subject, example a university lecture. There are 2 different formats for these questions. The first is a short answer multiple choice question. You will be given a statement and a number of different options to choose from. Below is a picture of a sample question. The second type of multiple choice questions are sentence completion questions. You will be given a sentence stem and you will have to complete it with one of a number of options. Some multiple choice questions require you to choose more than one answer from a variety of options. You may be asked to choose 2 answers from 5 options or 4 answers from 7 options. Approach these in the same way you would a single answer question. Let's take a look at the different challenges that students have to face. The first is the speaker will talk about all given choices, so don't get confused because you hear it mentioned doesn't make it the right option. You need to select the most appropriate option that provides the complete detail, not the first one you hear. Most of the times the answers will be in the form of synonyms or paraphrases, so you shouldn't always look for an exact match. Look for the keywords in the different options that allow you to tell the difference between the different options. This is not purely a test of your listening skills, but also your reading skills. It's better to underline the keywords in the questions to quickly understand the difference between the different options. Let's take a look at some useful tips. The first is don't check your answers from the previous section, as it is important that you read the multiple choice questions and try to understand them. Make sure you highlight the keywords. The keyword in the question will help you get to the correct option. The keywords in the different options are those that differentiate meaning between the choices. Don't spend too much time on one question. If you didn't get the answer or you are unsure, move on and come back later if you get time. Be careful if you hear words like but or however. This often means that the speaker might contradict to the previous statement. Now, let's take a look at the strategies. The first one is that don't immediately pick up the first answer choice you hear. You will often hear all of the answer choices in the audio, and only one of them is correct. The other two are meant to confuse you. So don't straight away choose the answer you hear the first, as it may be incorrect. It's advisable to listen carefully and wait until the speaker finishes giving information about the current question. Answers come in the different order. Multiple choice questions don't necessarily have their answer choices coming in the same order as you hear them in the audio. So don't worry if you first hear the third answer choice. It doesn't mean you've missed the previous two, as answers often come in different order. Look at the different options and underline any keywords that help you tell the difference in the meaning. Think of any synonyms or paraphrases you might hear. The answer choice can differ from what you hear as it can be paraphrased. To approach multiple choice questions effectively, look through the answer choices while listening to the question being discussed. Do it to get a general idea of answer choices. So let's do some practice questions. The first one is only rescue birds that are. So we have three different options: all alone, sitting on the ground, or obviously injured. Now you will hear a recording, and based on the recording you have to identify which is the correct option. So here the recording begins. Beep, the First Lady. Right, okay. I think we should start by talking about how to rescue a bird. Probably first we should help people understand which birds need rescuing. The Second Lady. Yeah, that's really important because a lot of times people see a baby bird that's all alone, or they find a bird sitting on a ground and they think it needs to be rescued. The First Lady. And usually those are just baby birds learning to fly. So we should emphasize that people should only attempt to rescue a bird that's clearly injured. Beep. As you can observe, all three answer choices were highlighted in the audio. However, the first two of them, all alone and sitting on the ground, are clearly incorrect because the speakers say that people often think that if a bird is all alone or sitting on the ground, it needs to be rescued, but it's just learning to fly. However, in the last sentence, the speaker gives us the correct answer. So we should emphasize that people should only attempt to rescue a bird that's clearly injured. So the correct answer is C. Let's move to the next question. What is the best way of protection from harmful bacteria? Again, we have three different choices. A is following hygiene rules, B using antibiotics, and C visiting doctor regularly. Let's begin with the recording. Beep. We all know that some bacteria can be dangerous and cause diseases, but how can we protect ourselves from harmful bacteria? Well, a lot of people would answer that using antibiotics will kill the pathogenic microbes. However, antibiotic abuse can be dangerous to people's health as well. In fact, the best way of protection is preventing the disease by keeping yourself clean and washing hands before you eat. Beep. You have probably noticed that answer choices come in a different order than they are mentioned by the speaker. This often happens in IELTS listening multiple choice questions, so read all the answer choices for the question at once. Moreover, the synonyms are used. The speaker gives the correct answer when she says, in fact, the best way of protection is preventing the disease by keeping yourself clean and washing hands before you eat. But instead of keeping yourself clean or washing hands, we have a paraphrased answer choice which says following hygiene rules. So the right answer is A. Beware that paraphrase is often used in such questions, so you shouldn't always look for the exact match. Let's look at the next question. The speaker recommends to put the bird in again we have three options, cage, box or bag. Let's take a look at the recording. Beep. Okay, next, let's tell people to put the injured bird in a box with good air circulation. We should let them know that a cage isn't necessary and a bag, especially a plastic one, could hurt the bird more. Beep. So here, the answer is B, because in the first line, the speaker says, let's tell people to put the injured bird in a box. Let's move to the last question. What is the major question about fungi nowadays? Their organs of perception, their life cycles, or their ability to be harvested in a hothouse? Let's hear the recording. Beep! Probably everyone knows what a mushroom is. However, a few people know that what we call a mushroom is only a tiny overground part of a large organism called fungus. Fungi were first discovered in the medieval ages. Then an important scientific problem arose to understand their unusual life cycles. Nowadays, the life cycles of fungi are studied thoroughly, but there are still a lot of questions concerning these organisms. The major ones concern fungal perception organs. Others are less global, for instance, how to harvest rare mushrooms in a hothouse. Beep! Alright, so here, if you take a look at the last lines, it clearly says the major ones concern fungal perception organs. So our answer is A, which is their organs of perception. So I hope these questions clarify the way how to solve MCQ questions in IELTS listening. So thank you for watching my video. Keep watching more IELTS listening videos and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.